Hi guys, it's me Beata from horoscopesandreadings.com, and today I would like to continue my Synastry series. Today we have Venus in houses overlay, and today we have Venus in partner's 8th house. For those who are a little bit familiar with astrology, you know that Venus is planet of love. That's why Venus is considered to be one of the most important planets in relationship astrology, because Venus is really planet of love, affection. Venus tells us more how we want to be loved, how we experience love, what we expect from our partner in love matters. Okay, so when it comes to 8th house, well, 8th house is certainly not a house for light-hearted people. So Venus in the 8th house can be blessing, but can be also curse. Okay, so how it will play out in your own relationship, it all depends on who you are as the house person and who you are as the Venus person. So this is really the core. Okay, that's why astrology can be a little bit difficult, or let's say a little bit challenging, because really we can have one thing in one synastry chart and it will play out, very badly, and we can have very same thing in another synastry chart and it will work just well. First of all, I would probably like to start off with 8th house. 8th house is really house of secrets, house of all things we want to hide from other people, also from our partner. 8th house is really house of deep psychology, because 8th house operates on very unconscious level. 8th house is also house of other people's money, and 8th house is also, of course, house of sex. Now, when it comes to Venus, start with how house person will experience Venus person. Okay, so what I really like to see in a synastry houses overlay is that when your own planets from your own birth chart are copied in a synastry houses overlay by your partner. That means that, for instance, you can have your Venus in the 8th house in your birth chart, and in synastry this will be copied because your partner's Venus will be in your 8th house. So if this is case for you, I have to tell you that this is great. This can be applicable similarly also if house person has Venus in Scorpio, no matter house position, and also if house person has his own birth chart Venus in aspect in Pluto, whichever aspect, I believe, because this will tell us that this house person is very much used to these, Scorpionic and Plutonic energies, and that's why this person pretty much seeks partner who will have these qualities in himself or in herself. So if this is the case for house person, and he has his partner's Venus in the 8th house, I believe that this is just great, because there will certainly be experience of deep love and deep connection on both sides pretty much. But house person will really think that Venus person just get me. Okay, and this is really important, because if you are someone who has Venus in Scorpio or in the 8th house, you are really craving these, let's say, very deep, passionate connections, And this is what you will get from your partner, because if you know, anyone's Venus is in your 8th house, you will find Venus person very mysterious, but in a good way, and you will really want to dig deep and find out what Venus person is really about, and what Venus person is here to give you, or you know, really what are his cravings and intimate desires. Now, as I have said, the core or the bottom line here is really how house person has his own birth chart Venus. Because if you are, as I have said previously, someone who handles these scorpionic love energies very well, you will pretty much enjoy this placement, because you are pretty much person who is prone to jealousy anyway, you know, who is a little bit possessive, who can be very easily attached and love and hate someone very deeply. So this is what you will get from someone's Venus in your 8th house. But because you are used to these energies, because this is really what love means to you in your own birth chart, you will tolerate this just greatly, okay? What cannot be avoided are some, let's say, separations or breakups, some sudden breakups, and then some sudden getting back togethers, because this is how this Venus operates. Because if we have someone's planet, pretty much any planet in our 8th house, we are prone to experience some sudden, you know, some sudden things which are very unexpected, and with Venus we can experience some unexpected events in our love life, okay? Now I would like to move on and tell you a little bit about someone who is house person and who really is not used to these scorpionic love energies. So if you are someone you know, who has Venus, let's say, in earth sign, earth houses, or of course in air or fire houses and air signs, or you know, or your Venus has pretty much nothing to do with these let's say heavier scorpionic energies, I believe that you will get scared if someone's Venus lands in your 8th house. And you know, it will be because your core being experiences love very differently, okay? So if your Venus is, you know, humble, like in some earth sign, then you really don't understand these power struggles, which will most likely happen if someone has Venus in your 8th house, because you are much more practical, down to earth with your Venus and with you know, these all matters. And yes, if you have Venus in air sign, or you know, in some air house, then you are also very different from 8th house, because you simply like to talk your way through love, let's say, but it's really different, you know. Water signs actually in general tolerate this Venus better, because obviously 8th house is water house. But yes, so if you have your Venus in birth chart in other sign than is Scorpio, you may probably struggle and not enjoy this position as much, okay? So as I have mentioned, you may get scared if you have your Venus in different sign than Scorpio and someone has his Venus in the 8th house. you may get scared at first, but also at last, okay? And what is in between, it will be of course completely up to you, but I believe that you will have that strange gut feeling that something is just off here, okay? Because if someone's Venus is in your 8th house, you can definitely be sure that there will be some extremes in love, okay? And of course not everyone is used to do this drama, okay? Because, you know, if you want to hear it or no, with this Venus, what also comes into your life is drama. And if you are someone who has, I don't know, Venus in Virgo or in Libra, I don't know if you want to experience drama, but this is what you will experience, okay? You will, of course, on some level feel that Venus person loves you, but sometimes, or you know, after some time, you will just feel that price you have to pay for their deep love is just too big, okay? I would love to hear your stories, how this Venus plays out in your own Synastry chart overlay, because really this Synastry can be a rather complicated thing, because there is really too much things which have to be, you know, considered if I come to any conclusion with you. But this was my general interpretation, how I would interpret Venus in partner's 8th house. So if you like my content, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back next week with more Synastry and other videos. Bye bye!